Hi everyone, welcome back to Scented Moments channel. I'm João Lima, and in this video I want to talk about 5 fragrances that I absolutely love and 5 fragrances that I really do hate. Hate may be a harsh word, but I really fragrances that I don't appreciate at all. So I will start with the 5 fragrances that I absolutely love, then I will talk about the fragrances that I really don't care about. And of course, I will not, I don't have full bottles of those fragrances. I don't have them in my collection, but I will still talk briefly about them. So starting with the fragrances that I absolutely love, I have here a fragrance from House of Profumo Broma. Profumo Broma is my favorite niche brand. And this is one of my favorites, if not my favorite fragrance from Profumo Broma, and definitely my favorite amber. It's Ambra Aurea. Ambra Aurea is simply to die for. This is intoxicating, this is warm, this is very gooey, very intense, but so good. You feel so cozy, so warm while wearing this fragrance. So this is a true interpretation of the amber stone, how it would smell like, because amber stone don't have a specific smell, so this really captivates how it would smell like, that amber stone with ambergris. So this has that labdanum, so it's sweet, gooey, very pasty, with a buttery saltiness of ambergris, with benzoin, so it has a vanillic touch, very mild resinous vanillic touch. The end result is really how this color is. It's the color of the liquid, it's how it smells. This warm ambery scent, just to die for. I absolutely love this. It's my favorite amber, it's my favorite interpretation. I think this is the best interpretation of an amber scent. And for me, it has that natural quality that Profumo Broma fragrances have. This is very long lasting, so if you are searching for an amber, or if you just want one amber scent, this is one to go. Ambra Aurea by Profumo Broma. The next fragrance is from the house of Dior, and it is Dior Homme Parfum. So this is the original bottle size. This is the 75 ml bottle size. Nowadays you have the 100 ml, which I think it smells the same. I haven't yet tried it, but everyone is basically saying that it smells pretty much the same. The opening, I think it's slightly fresher, but it smells the same after that initial opening. In terms of quality and everything, I think they kept the Sentinel, which is a relief. It's not as available as it once was, but this is for me a masterpiece. This is one of my all-time favorite designers. So this is all about iris. It has that makeup-y nuance, but more toned down, because here you have the leather, which is much more pronounced, much more intense. Then you have rose in here, which gives a seductive nuance to the scent, with some woods in the base. Some people say that this has wood, but I really don't detect any wood. It's more woods, like cedarwood, sandalwood. This fragrance is just intoxicating, so carnal. And the leather here, it's more like a suede, so intense. This dark, leathery, suedey, floral scent. It's amazing. And usually iris, rose, you might think, well, maybe this will be feminine. No, it's not. This is a perfect floral, leathery scent for men. But of course, if you're a woman and if you enjoy these type of fragrances, I think you should definitely check this one out. Seriously, this is just a masterpiece. Dior Homme Parfum is simply one of the most intoxicating, one of the most seductive, one of the best designer fragrances, really, in my opinion. Dior Homme Parfum. Next fragrance here, it's from the house of Chanel, and it's from the less exclusive Sycamore. I purchased this fragrance this year, and look at the dent of this fragrance already. Sycamore is my favorite vetiver. This and Sycamore, we came a long way. This was not love at first sniff. I thought this was very redundant because I already had the Encre Noire à l'Extrême. Later on, I purchased the Encre Noire, the original, and so I really found this a bit redundant to have, much more expensive, and in terms of quality, the Lalique are not that behind of a Sycamore. But as time went by, I start to appreciate this more and more. And now this is my favorite vetiver. This is so good. This is vetiver, but it's like this nutty, it's very nutty vetiver. Slightly, it seems like it has like benzoin in here with this nuttiness. This is a warm, nutty vetiver. I dare to say that this goes into a gourmand territory even. For a vetiver scent, it's quite unique. It has the grassiness, the rootiness, but this is so special. This benzoin nuttiness in here, for me at least, I get this slightly resinous impression. It's so good, high quality scent, so seductive, and really just so good. Again, great performance actually, and I think this is one of the more masculine fragrances from the Les Exclusive, and I think this is the type of scent that everyone should have. It's Sycamore by Chanel. The next fragrance here is from the house of Amouage, and it is Jubilation 25. This is my favorite Amouage. This is another masterpiece in my opinion. Created by Bertrand Duchaufour, this is the ultimate representation of Amouage as a brand. This regal, powerful, Oriental scent. So this has a lot of notes. This has really a lot of notes, over 25 notes. But the most prominent notes are this blackberry, very juicy blackberry, with this honey, oud, benzoin, incense, you name it, opopanax. This has all the resins that you can think of. It has oud, honey, and I absolutely love the blackberry in here. It's just so good. And although this has a lot of notes, this is not the most complex scent. This is really like a very thick fragrance, and you don't really see a lot of changes. So you see, of course, you immediately detect the blackberry with an incense and lots of resins, and it kind of stays like that. The blackberry kind of fades away, but then you have all of these resins that still go strong with this honey. This fragrance is just out of this world. If you want to stand out in a crowd, if you want a regal scent, whatever that means, but for me, this really interprets the word of regal, the word of power. Check this one out. It's Jubilation 25 by Amouage. And last but definitely not least, I love oud fragrances, and I wanted to feature a oud scent. This is in my top 3 from the house of Rania J, Oud Assam. This one right here. Oud Assam is fecal, it's realistic, it's resinous, it's a natural smelling oud, and it will not break your bank. I mean, this is a 50 ml, and nowadays you have 100 ml bottle size of Rania J fragrances, but really I think you don't need them, because these are so intense and so long lasting and a bit loud, but in a good way, because they have this natural feel. But because they are very intense, I mean, I think you don't really need a 100 ml. So the 50 ml, like I have right here, I think these are all eau de parfum. Yes, these are all eau de parfum, and the price tag, I think it's in the 130 euros. It's between 125 to 130 euros. It's not that bad, especially considering the quality, the uniqueness. This is really one of the best interpretations of oud. This is one of the best oud fragrances in the market, in my opinion. Oh, wow. Animalic, funky, intense, realistic oud. Oh man, it's so good. And it has that cheese, rotten cheese, that I just love. Man, this fragrance is out of this world. One of the best ouds out there, and doesn't really change all that much. It's oud assam and it's oud centric, period. And Hanya J, overall, it's one of the best brands out there, quite underrated. All of her fragrances are high quality scents, intense, and they will not break your bank. So Oud Assam by Hanya J, it's just divine. Now let's talk about the fragrances that I hate. And the first fragrance is Creed Viking Cologne. I really love, and I don't have yet a full bottle of Creed Viking, the original. I really do like that fragrance, but the cologne version is bad. It's really bad. One of the worst scents that I ever tried. I tried, and I still have a sample. I got it from Nose Paris, and it's just so bad. For me, it smells like a cheap citrus scent. It really smells like that lemon pledge, but it's not lemon, it's like citrus pledge, if that makes sense. And it's all I get. It's really bad. Smells cheap, very harsh, very piercing. It's just a mess, really. And it's quite different, in my opinion at least. It's very different from Viking Cologne, from Viking the original. Because Viking, for me, it's like a spicy fougere scent with aquatic nuances. I really do love that scent. A lot of people compare it to Old Spice, which I kind of see where that comes from, but I think Creed Viking is still a bit different from Old Spice. Nonetheless, I love that scent. Creed Viking Cologne, it's bad. It's just bad, and I think, at least in the YouTube community, I think it flopped. It's not a fragrance that a lot of people like, and me, I absolutely detest that fragrance. It's really, really that bad. The next fragrance that I really don't like, it makes me gag. I have a sample. I still have a sample of that fragrance somewhere, and it's from the house of Xerjoff. I love Xerjoff, but this one is really bad. It's Amabile. It's from the Velvet line. Oh, wow. Talking about the worst apple scent that I ever tried. That it's supposed to be like the most realistic green apple. Forget about it. It's the most harsh, synthetic, piercing apple accord that you will smell. It's apple pledge. Again, it's really, really apple pledge. It's a type of product that has, like, it's scented with that apple impression, and you use it to wash the dishes. So this is really, I couldn't believe that Xerjoff could release a fragrance like that, because usually Xerjoff they are quite good in their citruses, in their fruity fragrances. For example, Cruz del Sur 2, it's my favorite fruity scent, the most realistic mango. Then you have Renaissance, you have Neo, you have Kobe, you have a lot of citrusy, fruity scents that Erba Pura, for example. I love Erba Pura. You have another one that I don't recall, which is also great, but they have a lot of fantastic fruity scents. Amabile, it's a chemical mess, and it's loud. It lasts. You will fill a room with that scent, and I it's really harsh, and I can't pass that opening, because that opening is really like a punch in the nose, like the most synthetic green apple that you can smell, that you can think of. Wow, it's bad. Next fragrance, very popular. It's probably, after Creed Aventus, it's the most popular scent nowadays, from the house of Maison Francis Kurkdjian, Baccarat Rouge 540. Now, this is the Eau de Parfum. I have yet to try the Extrait. I don't know if it's that different or not, but I'm just thinking of the Eau de Parfum. The Eau de Parfum, for me, it's literally, for me, the image that I get is cotton candy wrapped up in latex. That's it. And for me, that's not pleasant. I don't want to smell like that. Of course, I understand the appeal, because it's sweet, it has that sugariness, that leathery impression, with that saffron, that it's now very popular, but didn't work for me. On my skin, it's really just that burnt sugar with plastic, latex in this case. No, definitely not for me. But I will give a shot to the Extrait version, which is a bit more expensive, but I just want to see the comparison, which I have yet to do so. The next fragrance here is that that one I just despise, Dior Homme 2020. And if you're following this channel for a while, you know I just despise that fragrance. You can say it's not a bad scent, it's not that bad. I mean, it has its uniqueness, or you name it. It's not that bad as I'm saying. And I mean, okay, I can give you that. It's not a bad fragrance. What I want to say is this fragrance, Dior Homme 2020, was released in a different bottle, maybe I would appreciate it more. But because it was released, and here this is my bias thing, because it was released in a Dior Homme bottle, you can't do that. I mean, the Dior Homme line itself is a masterpiece. I mean, it surrounds, it's all about the iris, with the exception of the new Dior Homme Cologne and the newer version of Dior Homme Sport. But still, the main note is iris, and it was groundbreaking. Why you want to ruin that? And with releasing a fragrance that it has nothing to do with the Dior Homme aesthetic. So I think I would appreciate much more, and I think Dior Homme 2020 would have much more success if it would be released in a different bottle, if it would be a completely different line. Then I think I would appreciate it, and I think it would be more successful. Like that, I think it's just a marketing flop, and it is what it is. I mean, because maybe it's not a bad scent, but not in a Dior Homme 2020. Just not. It's a fresh, woodsy scent. I mean, it's aromatic, it's woodsy, and nah, I pass. It's a big pass for me. But I know a lot of people kind of appreciate it, and of course I respect that. But for me, Dior Homme will always be the Dior Homme, the original, with that makeup iris that was groundbreaking back in 2005. And last but definitely not least, this is another fragrance that for me, it's a big flop, from the house of Dolce & Gabbana K. It's Dolce & Gabbana K. Why? I mean, seriously, we don't have enough blue scents out there. Because seriously, I think this fragrance is like probably the most, or one of the most, it's in the top 5 maybe, most redundant releases in the last years. You already have Sauvage, the Bleu de Chanel, the YSL, Versace Dylan Blue, the Polo Blue line. I mean, hundreds of blue fragrances out there, and Dolce & Gabbana, just, well, let's grab that market. But but I think they really failed miserably. Of course, I think everyone should have a blue fragrance. In my opinion, Bleu de Chanel Eau de Parfum is still the best in its genre. Sauvage Elixir is amazing, but I don't consider it like a blue scent. I think it's more than that. Elixir it's in its own league. So in the blue genre, Bleu de Chanel Eau de Parfum, it's still the best that you can find. Dolce & Gabbana K, it's a chemical mess. I'm sorry. I'm sure that there are a lot of lovers of this scent, but you don't need it because you have so much better fragrances out there that serves the same purpose. Dolce & Gabbana K, it's cheap, it smells cheap, it's not original, it's just an effortless scent. It's really like, we need to release something that can grab the attention of the crowd, something youthful, so K. And that was it. I mean, why? Just the light blue serves that purpose. And it's much better. I have the light blue Intense, which I really do like. It serves the same purpose. And the new one that was released, I think last year, which has the most amazing grapefruit, actually, that was quite surprising. It serves also the same purpose, and it's much better. So I mean, K really, it's really bad. So yeah, guys, this was my rant on these 5 fragrances that I really hate or don't appreciate. They don't work on me. Of course, they might work for you, and I mean, this is all very subjective, so it is what it is. Guys, I want to make this a tag video. It's been years, I think. Well, I mean, it's been a minute since I saw a tag video. Maybe they're not that popular anymore, I don't know. But I want to make this a tag video. I don't know if anyone will do this video, but let's try. I want to tag quite a few people here. I want to tag Rich Mitch, Ramsey, Eugene from Hugh Smells Good, Bernardo from Another Fragrance Reviewer, my fellow and the OG Portuguese fragrance reviewer, Fragrance Journey, and My World of Fragrance. And I mean, if you have just a YouTube channel, just go for it. I mean, of course, Shensen's, Sebastian, I highly doubt that they will see this video, but if you have a YouTube channel, just record a video like your 5 fragrances that you love, 5 fragrances that you hate. I think this is a fun topic, and I'm just eager to see what fragrances you love, what fragrances you hate. If you don't have a YouTube channel, tell me in the comments down below, guys. Hope you enjoyed this video, and see you in the next one. Take care. Ciao.